So the USA celebrated their independence again on the 4th of July. When are they going to stop celebrating that? As though it was anything to celebrate becoming independent from the United Kingdom.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
Anyway, listen up. They're not the only people celebrating their Independence Day in July.
I know.
I bet you didn't know that Algeria celebrated their Independence Day on the 5th of July. Because on the 5th of July, 1962, Algeria became independent from France. Now that is something to celebrate.
Ah, the French.
In 1954, the Algerian War of Independence began. It was a very bloody affair, filled with terrorism, kidnappings, and guerrilla attacks on the Algerian side, and excessively vicious French responses, like slaughtering whole villages in revenge. Between 350,000 and 1 million Algerians were killed in the war, but Algeria achieved independence after centuries of foreign rule. The French Algerians migrated to France, as did as many pro-French Muslims as possible. Those who couldn't make it were hunted down and killed for treachery. A constitution was drafted, and one Ahmed Ben Bella became the first president.
And then we've got another country here. Well, I won't go into the countries that haven't celebrated it yet. I'm going to go... So, today's the 7th of July. I'm going to talk about the countries that have already celebrated their independence in the month of July. It's a working format. I'm not sure. That's what I'm gonna do, I think. Yeah. Anyway, Belarus celebrated joyfully when they got rid of the Nazis on the 3rd of July, 1944.
As soon as the occupation started, the Belarusians organized themselves into partisan units, committing numerous acts of sabotage. Their greatest success was the destruction of 4 German trains carrying tanks for the Eastern Front. At some part, German troops had to be withdrawn from the Eastern Front to suppress the partisan activities. With Operation Bagration in the summer of 1944, the Germans were expelled from Belarus. The damage was enormous. An estimated 2.25 million Belarusians lost their lives because of the war, a quarter of the entire pre-war population. Cities like Minsk were totally destroyed, and it would have taken many years to rebuild.
And then, of course, we know it was a very happy 50 years under the Soviet Union.
East and West Belarus now became the Belarusian SSR once again after the Nazi occupation was over, and the Poles that were living in the country were expelled, murdered, or deported.
All fun and games. Soviet fun and games. Don't say anything political. Burundi celebrated independence from Belgium on the 1st of July, 1962. Now that's something to celebrate.
Belgium is not a nation.
I can't help it. The UK's about to celebrate its independence from Belgium. Oh, done it again. We've got Canada. Who knew Canada wherever they had an Independence Day? It's the 1st of July. They celebrate their Independence Day on the 1st of July since 1867.
In Upper and Lower Canada, 2 rebellions break out. The rebels want to overthrow the British and create a republic. They are pacified but give a clear message. The British, who remembered the American Revolution, agreed to concessions. Reforms begin and in the end lead to Canadian autonomy. The Act of Union joins Upper and Lower Canada. Responsible government concept forms, and the French and the British Canadians are forced to work together to achieve a mutual goal. The United Kingdom and the US signed the Oregon Treaty, which ends the border disputes. British Columbia and the Vancouver Island become British. Canada finally gains democratic self-government, and all its provinces join in one dominion by the name of Canada. Queen Victoria chooses Ottawa for the capital.
There you go. You learn something new every day. Cape Verde became independent from Portugal in 1975 on the 5th of July. A great day for Cape Verde.
Following the April 1974 revolution in Portugal, the PAIGC became an active political movement in Cape Verde. In December 1974, the PAIGC in Portugal signed an accord providing for a transitional government composed of Portuguese and Cape Verdeans. On June 30th, 1975, Cape Verde elected a National Assembly which received the instruments of independence from Portugal on July 5th, 1975.
The 6th of July, Comoros celebrates independence because on the 6th of July 1975, Comoros became independent from France. Why not celebrate? You gotta laugh. Gotta have a sense of humour. The French have an Independence Day. Yes, they do. They haven't celebrated it yet. It's the 14th of July. They celebrate independence, marking the 14th of July, 1789, when storming and destruction of the Bastille by the French troops. I feel like I should know what that means, but it sounds like France became independent from other French people. It's a reason to celebrate. They're not wrong.
On the 14th of July, 1789, revolutionists stormed the Bastille Fortress, a symbol of the royal power. This date is marked as the beginning of the end of the old monarchy. It has become France's Independence Day.
Hong Kong, July 1st, 1997. Sovereignty granted from the United Kingdom and given to China. Yay! Malawi, 1964. July 6th, became independent from the UK.
History time! We don't have too much time to get into it, but in the quickest way I can put it, various Bantu tribes, Maravi Empire, Arabs trade with them, Portuguese come in, Maravi Kingdom falls apart, slave trade wars, 1824 the Omani Sultanate comes in, they subjugate the people to slavery, the Yao and Ngoni fight a war against each other, David Livingstone comes in and brings Christianity, reports of how bad the slave trade is, and they end it. But the British still colonize in 1907, call it Nyasa land, this guy starts a peaceful protest, Malawi becomes independent, this dude becomes president, everyone likes him so much that in 1971 he becomes president for life, but then it kind of gets to his head. 1993 they vote to change their government, a few more presidents, even a female one, and here we are today.
Good job, Malawi. Rwanda, on the 1st of July 1962, becomes independent from Belgium. Today is the Independence Day of the Solomon Islands because in 1978, on the 7th of July, they became independent from the UK. The 1st of July 1960, Somalia becomes independent from the UK.
Somalia gained independence July 1st of 1960. Independence Day signifies the unification of the Trust Territory of Somaliland, which was a former Italian colony, with the state of Somaliland, which was a former British protectorate, on July 1st of 1960 to form Somali Republic.
And Venezuela, the 5th of July 1811, they became independent from Spain. And everything has been perfect since then.
Venezuela is not a threat. We are hope. Obama repeal the Secret Order Imperial. Now, Mr. Trump, please. Open the list. Abra los oídos, vale, no. Mr. Trump, open your hair. Don't let them go to you, Mr. Trump.